I've got balls of steel.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Balls of Steel podcast. I am Onyx.
And I am Rumble.
And we both have balls of steel. And today we're going to be marking a very special occasion. We are bringing in our first female special guest. Her name is Twiggyfette. She plays a lot of different types of games. And also she does creepy crafts on Twitch. Hello, Twiggy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Would you like to tell the people at home a little bit about you?
I'm Twiggyfette, a crafter, game, kitchen wing.
Okay. Awesome. So let's go back into the past of little Twiggy. I bet you were a very, very thin little twig back then, a little tree, a little sapling, you know? And we're going to talk about the first games that you ever played. What are some of the first games that you ever played that you can think off the top of your head?
You know, it was the very first game I played. Was when I got my first console, my NES, when I was about 5 years old. Got Super Mario.
Super Mario for the NES. That's a great title right there. I have a lot of experience with that title in particular, because it's really hilarious, really, when you think about it. Because a lot of people used to say that the second player mode of Super Mario Brothers for NES, Luigi was faster and could jump higher than regular Mario. I still don't know to this day if that's true or not, but I do like the fact that in the sequels for the Mario Brothers, they kind of changed Luigi's clothing, because in original Mario he is white and green, but in later titles he's technically green and blue. So ain't that some weird ass shit right there? But in terms of Super Mario, do you have any favorite enemies, like just regular enemies that kind of made you laugh or maybe you clicked with?
A lot of the side bosses.
What did you think about the fact that Koopas were basically turtles?
I thought that was pretty silly, honestly.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty silly too. And plus the fact that Goombas were basically just walking mushrooms, even though technically they change over time whether or not they're mushrooms or not. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Yeah, gotta love Nintendo and their way of redacting things. That's a joke, everybody at home. That's a joke.
Or is it? That's good.
Maybe it isn't. Oh. But I always loved how, like, there was a basic, well, I guess somewhat basic formula when it came to original Super Mario Brothers, where you were topside in the first level, then you were underground in a second level, and then third level, well, you had to deal with King Koopa, or what was supposed to be King Koopa. What did you think about some of the fake outs that happened with King Koopa as the final boss? What did you think about that?
Some of my earliest styles.
Yeah. Like some of them, like you would find out that it was like a just a regular Goomba. I know there was one for that. One was like a regular Koopa. But what pissed me off the most was when you would beat the fake Koopa, and instead of seeing a princess, you would have Toad's smug punk ass telling you that the princess is in another castle. I think that kind of led to my big dislike over mushrooms. And every time when I saw like a mushroom, I just wanted to peel that damn head off of it, you know. Oh no! But
mushrooms, folks.
Yeah, gotta love it. Yeah. But then, like, there was other Mario games that came out as well. I believe, Rumble, you like Nintendo 64 Mario, correct?
Yeah, also known as Super Mario 64. Yes, that's famous like the pretty much like the one game that I kind of grew up with playing over the years whenever I had an N64 console.
Very fair. What was some of the remarkable things that you remember about in Nintendo 64 Mario?
Well, I guess for one, like, how about the worlds, because, like, you never know it's extra, because, like, you go around the castle and your stuff, like, oh, there's a picture of, like, two giant bomb people with legs, and like, there's another one where it's like, oh, it's like a snowy field thing with snowmen all of a sudden. It's like, and then, like, you get close to them, and it kind of, like, ripple, like water effect, and all of a sudden, you just like, oh, I wonder what happens if I, like, jump into it or whatever, and all of a sudden, da 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 da, and you get into a new world.
Yeah. I'd say mine was Super Mario Brothers 3. Just simply because of the different assortment of power-ups that you'd run into. Like the regular leaf that would turn you into a raccoon. The one that would turn you into something similar to that, but it was a Tanuki suit. But it could also turn you into a statue if you crouched. There was also the Hammer Brothers suit, which is one of my faves. The only thing I hated about it was you always threw the hammers in a curved angle, and that was bullshit. And then, of course, my little brother's favorite, which, rest in peace, was the frog suit, because it helped you swim much more swimmingly. Haha, I did a joke there. And plus, the whole thing with the warp whistles, like how if you were able to get both warp whistles and in the first world, if you used one warp whistle, it would send you to the regular, like, first row of the world select map. But if you use a second warp whistle, which you could actually get in the first world, if you used it on the warp screen itself, it would send you automatically to World 8. And in case people don't know, World 8 is basically hell. You are in hell. I know, right? Cue the X-Files music. I can't, though, because, copyright issues. But just pretend like I edited in there, viewer. But yeah, you're basically in hell. It doesn't tell you it is, but it's basically hell. Everything's on fire. Everything's hard in this world. And in the end, you're trying to get to this punk-ass Koopa with spikes on his back by the name of King Koopa. He's not called Bowser yet. He's not called Bowser until much later in the other games. Oh, no, no, no. He is King Koopa. Yeah.
Good. Motherfucker Koopa was this.
I know, right? It's kind of like the issue with Sonic the Hedgehog, where, what is it? Dr. Robotnik is called Robotnik in the American version, but then the Japanese version calls him Dr. Eggman. And then, they just decided to, like, combine the two canons, and now he's called, Dr. Robotnik Eggman or Dr. Eggman Robotnik. I don't fucking know. He's Eggman now.
Eggbotnik.
I know. And what's hilarious is I still will never forget the fact that in the original Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic is voiced by Jaleel White, also known as Steve fucking Urkel from Family Matters.
Yep.
Can you believe that, Twigs? Steve Urkel is Sonic the Hedgehog. Like just imagine that. Imagine him just saying, "Oh, Laura," or being like, "Did I do that?" Oh, imagine if he said that as Sonic. Oh, that would be funny. He'll beat up Dr. Robotnik, and then he'll be like, "Did I do that?" Oh man, someone needs to do an edit of that now. Someone needs to do an edit of that and put it on YouTube. But yeah. Let's go a little bit more forward in time when you were a teenage Twigs. You weren't exactly a sapling anymore. You kind of started to grow branches. What is the one game you think of from your teenage childhood? Well, it's teenagehood. We'll call it teenagehood to make things more simplified. What's the one game you think of when it comes to your teenagehood?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. That's a good game right there. That was on the Nintendo 64. The main thing that I think of when it comes to Animal Crossing on Nintendo 64 is Mr. Rossetti. Mr. Rossetti was a character that would get mad at you if you didn't save your game. Imagine having Nintendo punish your child for not saving a game. Well, they did. And then they would add some cursed media to it, which we're not going to talk about that. You can, there's a thing called Google. You look up Mr. Rossetti and see if you can find what it says about what happens if you don't save your game about 3 times. And then just come back to the comment section.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I knew when I played Animal Crossing that this formula was going to be put into other games in the future, and it did. You know, Twigs, like it did. There's a lot of games that play like Animal Crossing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because then down the road, we ended up getting Animal Crossing New Horizons. I mean, of course, there was other Animal Crossing games that happened, before it, but a lot of people will remember New Horizons and how, Tom Nook will take all your money just so you can upgrade a house on your island. And the fact that, you have a limit to how many villagers can be on your said island. Would you want to have every single villager on your island? Because no villager deserves to be homeless. But of course, my island's weird because 80% of it is the Royal Gardens, where it has nothing but flowers, weird little formations from the ground, and a lot of random shit that I ran into since the beginning of Animal Crossing. It's like a museum, but open world and a lot of flowers.
Yeah, and since you're talking about New Horizons, I gotta have to bring this up and everything. But so, funny enough, there was a situation that happened at one point in time, and it's not bad. It's actually pretty good because it actually involves 2 communities coming together and everything. So
hold on. Are you gonna bring up Doom and Isabel?
I mean, like it literally was the thing. Like that's the one. Like because so here's the thing. Like I'm not really into Animal Crossing. I don't really play it as much. Like or anything like that. But like the one thing I remembered was how when Doom and the new Animal Crossing game at that time, when everything was coming out, like they were like literally. Like having different kinds of like animations, fan art, stuff like that. And I want to say, because I can't remember if this is true or not, but at one point in time, someone actually made a Isabel mod for Classic Doom, to where she could be able to go around and help you out, and she'd be like using her her fishing lure thing to pull enemies in. She'll throw pots at enemies, and she'll go every time like, "Hey, give me a high five," and all that.
Oh my god, man! She throws pots at demons.
Yep.
Now, that's a different term for pothead.
Right.
Which, yeah, we are a 420 safe space community here on the Balls of Steel podcast. If you don't do the consumption of Mary Jane, it's perfectly fine. We don't judge people here. We don't even talk about religion. We don't even talk about politics because we're gamers. We don't give a fuck about that shit.
Who's got time for that anyway? Shit.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. Unless it's politics in particular games. Like for example, like Fallout. We were recently talking to your husband about Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot of politics in Fallout. There's a lot of theories in Fallout too, It's crazy. What do you think about a lot of the theories that float around about Fallout, Twigs? Like, what do you think about that?
I think a lot of them are pretty crazy. out there. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, like a lot of them are crazy. I have to ask though, who do you think was responsible for the bombs dropping?
Voltec.
You think it's Voltec?
Yeah.
So do you think there was any alien involvement in that? Or just Voltec being greedy with their experiments?
A little column A, little column B, huh?
Hey, I'm not
Yeah,
against
sprinkle
that.
here, sprinkle there.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But let's see. Let's mention your charismatic hat of a husband a little bit here. You know, like a little bit of an Easter egg. You know, what do you think about your husband playing so much Fallout? Would you say he's addicted to Fallout?
I think he's addicted. I think we both are.
You think you both are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Because the whole world of Fallout is quite the interesting one. Don't worry, though, people watching at home. We will be getting to more talk about that very soon. We're only just sprinkling some little seeds around for there to be flowers to be planted. Because, you know, I'm always so full of surprises. So,
Clearly.
so you mentioned Animal Crossing. Was there any other games that you could think of that, you know, were maybe just weird or kind of caught your attention?
One on the initiative is chicken rolling an egg around to roll fruit up basically to feed the egg, and eventually you hatch a creature that solve puzzles. Almost like a chicken.
Okay, okay, okay. So were you into a lot of puzzle games growing up?
Oh yeah.
What do you think about physical puzzles?
Against them, I get bored.
You get bored of them?
Yeah.
I can feel that. Um, what do you think about like the puzzles where it's like I don't know, maybe like 10 pieces versus like some that are like over 1,000 pieces?
I as a kid set of ranging from like 10 to 1,000 pieces. I always put the 10 pieces together.
Oh yeah, I would do, yeah, I would do that as well. As a kid, it used to piss me off when it came to puzzles with like over 1,000 pieces or more because I would get so scared that I would lose a piece.
Get that.
Yeah, like fuck that. Like, give me something that's maybe like I don't know, 500 pieces. I'll deal with that. I'll have like a cup of coffee beside me, or in this case, as a kid, I'd have like a nice little a high C juice box, and I would just like put those things together. Like, yeah. Plus, high C is absolutely delicious. Um, Especially the Ecto Cooler. Oh, Ecto Cooler. Oh, that shit was like crack. Um, when you think of nostalgia, Twigs, what's like a couple things that pop up in your head? No matter if it's like food or movies or even games. Like what pops up in your head when you think of the word nostalgic?
A lot of TV shows.
Oh man, there was a lot of really good TV shows. Specifically, even a lot of nostalgic commercials as well. Rumble, when it comes to nostalgic TV shows, what do you think about?
Uh, Damn, honestly, that's kind of a tough one because I think of like, because I kind of think of it in a way as like some like old cartoons per se.
Mm-hmm. What old cartoons do you think about?
Uh, Goddamn. Man. So I can't really give like a straight honest answer and everything like that. But I know like back then there was kind of a thing where it's like like classic Sonic the Hedgehog game shows.
Yeah.
Alright. So
Okay.
there was that. I do kind of remember like a long time ago about like how Back to the Future kind of had like its own little like
Oh
thing.
yeah, I remember that.
And I want to say, and feel free if anyone can feel free to quote me wrong, but I want to say that it had like a mix of like IRL type stuff. You actually like Christopher Lloyd and Doc Brown, mixed in with some cartoon stuff here and there.
It did. It was a bit similar to the original Super Mario Brothers TV show. Because now that you bring that up, that makes me think of once again back in your little field of Super Mario Brothers, there, Twigs. There was the television show where, I kid you not, wrestler Lou Albano was Mario.
I remember that actually.
You remember that shit?
From side to side.
Oh my god! Everybody do the Mario, dude. Don't get me started, because you've done that to me before. Don't do it, because I will sing that whole entire fucking song. And the timing right now is everybody's asleep, and the only way to do that song in Lou Albano's voice is to yell it, and I don't want to wake up a Mexican woman at this time. That it's a sin to wake up a woman, but it's even worse of a sin to wake up a foreign one. Oh my god. You don't want to do that, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to do that. But yeah, like Captain Lou Albano was Mario. And when I was a kid and I watched this show on it was specifically on recorded VHS tapes that my grandpa gave me. I miss my grandpa, by the way. And he was like, my grandpa was like, "You want a piece of wrestling history that isn't wrestling, my boy? Watch this." And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, Grandpa. And he sat with me with a couple of the episodes, and I was like, who is the guy as Mario? He's like so out there. Like, that's how I worded it as a kid. I was like, he's so out there. And he's like, my boy, that is Captain Lou Albano. And he is that crazy in real life. And I just stalled for a minute, and I stared at the screen. And I'm like, he acts like that in real life? And yeah, it's true. He did. Like, even in WWE, well, back in the day, it was called WWF. But, you know, for copyright purposes, we'll have to call it WWE. But, yes, back in the day of WWE, where a man named Vincent Kennedy McMahon didn't know whether or not he was playing himself or a character, decided he wanted to make some storylines with his father that had to do with Hulk Hogan, rest in peace, Mr. T, and, of course, Cyndi Lauper and Captain Lou Albano. And that was my first WrestleMania I ever watched. And it was, of course, on a VHS tape. I don't know how my grandpa did it. I'm not going to ask questions, because those types of questions you don't need to be asking. My first WrestleMania I ever watched was WrestleMania 1. And they talked about a promo that had to do with Captain Lou Albano, and I'm like, Grandpa, that's Mario. And he's like, yes, that is Mario. Oh my god, why does he have rubber bands in his beard? Oh, he likes to wear those. Wow. Like, literally, as a kid, I was like, wow. Because, yeah, I was like, I never thought of a wrestler to play as Mario. And I believe he even voiced animated Mario as well. And I thought that was just so weird. But then I learned as I got older that there was other shows that had wrestlers in them. And I know it would be a sin if I didn't bring this up, because I know that your husband would be upset probably if I didn't mention this. But G.I. Joe had Sergeant Slaughter. And oh my god, he was Sergeant Slaughter, all right. Calling people maggots and just doing that G.I. Joe thing. Like, I used to think as a kid, is G.I. Joe like a real person? Or is that just like a tagline? Then I learned it was a freaking tagline. Just wow.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, getting into more television shows. Twigs, were you familiar with Cartoon Network?
For a certain year, yeah.
Okay. Did you hear about shows like, I don't know, Courage the Cowardly Dog, maybe Johnny Bravo, maybe the Powerpuff Girls? Did you hear about shows like that?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a favorite Powerpuff Girl growing up? Because totally I was a, oh my god, I think I was a Buttercup type of guy. I liked how rough she was.
Yeah, I want to say Buttercup was my favorite.
I thought so. My favorite episode, I had a couple favorite episodes of the Powerpuff Girls. One of them was the introduction of the Rowdy Rough Boys and how Mojo Jojo decided to use stuff from him being in prison to make the Rowdy Rough Boys.
Oh, God, yeah. I remember that.
And I remember when him was introduced and people thought very weirdly of him, but I actually liked him. Yeah, I think it was the voice and how he was really fucking with the Powerpuff Girls. Like,
I'll
At first, when I was a kid, I thought him was voiced by Paul Bear
Oh, my God.
because they both have that in their voice. But no, it wasn't. Let me see. I remember when Mojo Jojo, or no, I should give him credit. Mojo Jojo made a group called the Beat Alls, and it was named after the Beatles, and that was stupid. Because you knew that the people that were in that group with Mojo, they didn't want to work with Mojo, especially Princess. Oh, Princess didn't want to work with them. I remember when Princess got the Powerpuff Girl powers.
Yep.
And then the Powerpuff Girls just beat her ass and shit. I remember when you found out that Mojo Jojo was actually related to the Powerpuff Girls in a way, because if it wasn't for Mojo, the Powerpuff Girls would have not existed. But then you find out that Mojo was a really bad lab assistant. And yeah, good job, Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, the one thing I gotta say is that the one thing, yeah. Speaking of the episode, like there's one thing I will always remember, like when it comes to that episode. And
What was that?
But it was me. It was me.
Oh yeah, when he couldn't. Oh my god, I remembered that. And then it's like he got so detailed with the me part. Like he was like, "It was me. It was me. It was me. It was me.
Yep.
It was me." And then it went to like the end screen. He kept saying it.
Yeah, over and over. That's like he was stuck in that.
Oh my god, cartoons these days are shit compared to that. Oh my god. And then there was Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo was quite the vibe. I think I could still do a good Johnny Bravo. Be like, very pretty mama. He would. I watched it really just for the brutality, because women would beat the shit out of Johnny, and the only person he could go running to was his mama.
Yep.
Mama, them girls hurt me.
They hurt my butt, that's it.
And I love how the next door neighbor little girl actually had a crush on Johnny, but he was so stupid that he could not figure that out. I think there was even one episode where I think it was a fortune teller or something turned Johnny into a woman, and he got to learn that men were very disrespectful toward women. I don't remember how that episode ended though, but it was quite the thing. But yeah, I liked watching Johnny Bravo, but just for the weirdest reasons. Like I said, I watched it just to have women beat the shit out of Johnny. Like it was funny.
Yeah.
Then there was Courage the Cowardly Dog. I I have a soft spot in my heart for Courage. I do. I feel so bad for that dog.
Yeah.
And not because of Eustace Bag and his interesting choice of words. Not even the denseness of Muriel. It's just all the shit he had to put up with supernatural stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's what I felt so bad about. Like my favorite episode in the whole entire world was the one that had to deal with the slab.
Return the slab.
Return the slab or suffer my curse. And
Yeah.
I remember when Eustace had the slab, he's like, "No, it be mine." Like
What's your offer?
oh my God, Eustace was such a meme in my brain even before memes even existed. Like, woman, get me hammer. No, get me mallet.
Yeah,
Get me mallet.
Like me, as I got it, get me mallet.
I'm get me mallet. Then there's you stupid dog, you made everything worse. Or when he would be like, you made me look bad. And then he would get that weird ass mask out of his back pocket. You know, as a kid, I wondered how the fuck he put that thing in his back pocket.
Logic or lack thereof.
More like lack thereof. There is no logic in Cartoon Network cartoons. Like I'm telling you, man, it's some weird fuck shit. Yeah. Everybody watching at home, if you're a true viewer of the podcast, take a shot every time I say fuck shit. Like I'm telling you, man. There was the slab one. I love the Chihuahua dog that was a fortune teller.
Yeah.
I loved every episode with her, especially the one that had to deal with Eustace and his brother's fortune.
That was the
Yeah.
best.
That was one of the best, yeah. He's like, but you're dead. It belongs to me.
Yeah.
It's mine. My little brother, his favorite episodes were the ones that had to do with cats. You know, that red cat?
Oh god, yeah.
He loved those. Like, his favorite episode was the Cat's Motel.
Oh god.
Like, he just loved that one because he knew that it was like a little bit of a nudge to Bates Motel from Psycho. I love that movie, by the way. I try to pretend like there's not a second Psycho movie, or I think there's even a third, but I try to pretend like there's only just one movie because it's the best one. But oh my god, there was just so many. There was some episodes that made no fucking sense whatsoever. Now keep in mind, this isn't a logic type of thing. It didn't make sense that Courage would get into these situations. Specifically the ones that had to do with the military.
Yeah.
Because you're in the so-called middle of nowhere. Why the fuck would the military give a damn about you? And especially Eustace and Muriel. Now, I'll tell you, some of the funniest episodes were the ones that had to do with Eustace's mom.
Oh god.
Because his mom wore a wig. Because she thought that she looked terrible. But that was the thing that brought her and Eustace close.
Yep.
Because Eustace was like, "Oh, Mom, you're beautiful to me." Yep. And the fact that, you know, Eustace didn't understand why his mom liked Courage because he didn't like Courage. There's another episode I just automatically think of now. I I don't remember his damn name, but I know if I bring it up, I know probably Twigs might know. Do you remember the episode with the guy that liked to shave hair?
Oh, the Mr. Naughty himself.
Yes, Mr. Naughty. He had a thing about shaving hair.
Yeah, and then some.
Yep. He wanted to shave all the hair off of Courage. That was some kinky shit, and it was weird, dude.
Yeah.
I think that was like one of the only times an episode actually made me feel uncomfortable as a kid. I mean, man, I had guts of steel when I was a kid. I watched some weird stuff. You know how weird Animaniacs was?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude. All the nurse jokes went way over my head as a kid, but now as an adult, I'm like, oh yeah, she was kind of hot, yeah.
Hello, nurse.
Hello, nurse. One of my favorite jokes was no, not Wacko, but Yakko was talking about fingerprints, and Dot was holding prints. He's like, not that kind of fingerprints. Like, oh my god, just some jokes went way over my head. Like Twigs, you remember Pinky and the Brain?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Pinky and the Brain was a vibe. It wasn't a good show. It was a vibe. There's a difference between something that's good, something that's bad, and something that's just a vibe. It's like you knew that if it was longer, they would have ran out of ideas. But because it was so short of a segment with Animaniacs, it was a vibe. And I love that it was a vibe. Like, there was no difference in the formula. Brain always wanted to take over the world. And Pinky was just Narf.
No, stop, boy.
Yep. And I remember when theories started popping up where people thought that Pinky was actually smarter than Brain. And it kind of made sense on some regards, but then again, I was a kid. I didn't give a fuck about that shit. What mattered the most was, what was Pinky gonna do to fuck with Brain's plan? And I loved it. Same thing with Freakazoid. Like, I loved Freakazoid. It was one of the best parody cartoons of a superhero formula I had ever watched as a kid. It's like, basically, you take the Flash and you turn him wacko. And he's already wacko as it is.
Yeah.
In his regular form, he's a nerd that nobody likes. It's like as if he got the mask from Jim Carrey, put it on his testicles, and just became Freakazoid, you know?
Oh, good.
Like there is no putting the mask on the face, no putting the mask like on your chest. No, this was as if a nerd took Jim Carrey's mask and put it on his testicles, and that was Freakazoid. And you can't tell me otherwise, people watching at home. You can't tell me otherwise. Because it's my opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them. Right, Rumble?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Like, even Rumble, he probably has an asshole. And he has moments when he's on stream and he can be an asshole. But I still love him. But I'm also an asshole as well, you know. But then, you know, cartoons started to change as we got older. Like, cartoons started to have really good theme songs. They started to be a bit more dark and gritty. You ever watch Batman, Twigs?
Yeah, that was one of my absolute most favorite shows. I made grown up that made try to leave it. Wait.
Yeah,
Or to be
yeah.
over to have any of my attention.
Oh, yeah. And it blew my mind that Mark Hamill was the Joker.
I know, right?
Yeah,
And,
the guy that goes from guy who plays Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, all of a sudden a crazy maniac in the Joker.
Did you know that there was an episode where he made a nod of Star Wars? Made the floss be with you?
No, but I can imagine it.
Oh, it was an amazing episode.
That was around the time I was introduced.
Really?
Huh? My mom
Oh.
introduced me.
Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah. Because, funny enough, this kind of leads back to Fallout 76 in a way. Because one of my main characters is called the Gray Ghost. And the Gray Ghost episode from Batman is one of my favorite episodes, not only from that show, but in any other show, period, in my life. Because of the simple fact that you had Kevin Conroy as Batman, but you had Adam West voicing the Gray Ghost.
Yeah.
And I love 1966 Batman. I love it so fucking much. I own both the movie, I own both of the animated movies, and I own the original series on DVD. That's how much I love 1966 Batman. And I even own somewhere in my storage, I have like a small little Hot Wheels car that is the original Batmobile. I love that damn thing. And plus, when it comes to one of the animated movies for Batman 1966, guess who they were able to get as the voice and model for Two-Face?
Who?
William Shatner.
Oh my god.
So, Twigs, imagine William Shatner as Two-Face. Like, that would have been fan-fucking-tastic.
It would have.
Like, you know how much of an ego William Shatner has in real fucking life? Dude, make this guy a fucking lawyer and have him have a twisted side of him. Oh my god. Like, I love that. And, you know, I love the original actress for Catwoman for 1966 Batman. I do. She's very, very hot. But there was something about Eartha Kitt, though. There was just something about a black woman as Catwoman, and I thought that was so fucking sexy. Like, oh my god. And she could purr real good. Like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's get back to Batman the Animated Series here. So there was a couple little things about Batman the Animated Series that I absolutely loved. Aside from the fact that, like I said, Mark Hamill will always be the best animated Joker by far. No one can ever beat that. And plus, Mark Hamill, he even said himself that now that Kevin Conroy's not with us anymore, rest in peace, he's never going to do another animated Joker thing. And that's for good reason, you know. Rumble, you remember the Arkham games?
Oh yeah.
Those were some of the best material for Kevin Conroy ever.
I agree. Yeah, those were quite the games.
Did you ever play the Arkham games, Twigs?
Played a few of them.
You played a couple of them? Yeah, because I loved original Arkham Asylum. I think, Rumble, you said you like City, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Our close friend Shadowsea doesn't like Arkham City because he says it's too big, and he still wonders to this day how the fuck the Riddler got up on buildings to spray paint a goddamn green question mark all over everything.
Probably him. He hired people.
Oh, do you ever wonder where Edward Nygma got all that money from?
Probably not by normal means, I can say that much.
Yeah, no.
Imagine if it was OnlyFans. He's like, yeah, subscribe to Edward Nygma's OnlyFans, where I'll spray paint question marks all over my feet. You know, someone will probably pay some weird shit for that. But nah, like, let's get into Arkham Knight. Not Arkham Knight. Oh god, I don't want to talk about Arkham Knight right now. Yeah, Arkham Asylum. Yes, thank you. Arkham Asylum is my favorite because I love that it's a bit of a running joke to Batman being dressed as a bat. You clearly know that Bruce Wayne has some mental problems, and he's in Arkham Asylum. It's a thing where, you know, like when I played it on the original Xbox 360, which I think I still have that somewhere in my storage. I think I do. it boggled my mind where, like, on one side of the spectrum of my brain, oh, Batman's in Arkham Asylum. He'll get to beat up everybody in there, and, you know, he'll be able to get himself out, probably punch out a few of Joker's teeth, put him on a mantle for Harley Quinn to pick up and possibly kiss because she had a thing for Mr. J. You know, she probably, yeah. But then there's the other side of the spectrum, and I think Twigs can agree with this. Bruce Wayne had some mental shit fuck. Okay, like, there was something mentally wrong with Bruce Wayne. Like, 100%. You know, he saw his parents die in what was, you know, nicknamed Crime Out. Okay? And it does make me wonder if he even went for therapy. I don't think he did. I think he mostly just had Alfred, like, fill in the holes of his psyche for him. I mean, do you think he had therapy or no?
I'm kind of like, in my opinion, like, I'm trying to, like, picture it, and it's just like, because I remember, like, the parts where it's like, you know, you're in, like, Scarecrow's world and everything like that, and you kind of, like, having, like, flashbacks and memories and all that. I kind of want to say that, like, he never went to therapy, and it was all about, like, you know, having Alfred, you know, aka, you know, the butler and everything like that, being, like, you know, the thing that would kind of, like, you know, try and piece them back together.
Probably. What do you think, Twix? Do you think he ever went to therapy?
I think he did.
That's fair. Like, yeah, maybe he did, but he kind of faked it helping him. You know, it also kind of depends on, like, which version of young Bruce Wayne we talk about here. Because that's been, like, rewritten so many times from, like,
Yep.
like the Gotham series, which I absolutely love the Gotham series. There's, like, a lot of the different alternative versions of Batman. You know, like, the one version of Batman that still kind of messes with me is the one from Superman Red Son, where basically Batman is a suicide bomber, which I hate the word suicide. It triggers me all the time, but I'm good here. I'm good, though. It's just, that's one of the weirdest versions of Batman that I have ever come across. I mean, not counting, like, Man-Bat or anything like that, but just the idea of a Batman wanting to get revenge on Superman because Superman couldn't help save his parents. So he decides he's going to make it a life goal to make Superman's life a living hell by doing everything possible to get Superman's freaking attention. Hell, he even kidnaps Wonder Woman. How the hell he does that, I don't fucking know. But he straps Wonder Woman with her truth lasso, which, of course, if it's not supposed to be breakable.
Right.
But, you know, comic books. But in the end, Batman has strapped bombs all over his body and explodes.
Yeesh.
And it's supposed to leave a lasting impression on Superman. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I get the premise, but what? Like, my favorite version of Batman is Thomas Wayne Batman from the Flash comic books. Where instead of Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne getting killed, it's Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
And Thomas Wayne, he quits being a doctor, he owns a casino, and instead of locking up criminals, he kills them with one of the same guns that were used to kill his son. And Martha, she becomes the Joker because she loses her sanity for losing her one born son.
Yeesh.
I know, right? I know. It messes with me too. And what's worse is, like, there's even a comic book where Martha just doesn't she can't take it anymore because they put their differences aside on the death of Bruce. And then there's just one time that they meet up, and I think she like jumps off a bridge or something because she just can't take it anymore. And I mean, it's understandable. You know, it is very understandable. But anyways, back to Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum, it's one of those games where it doesn't. It's considered what I'd call a safe game. You know what I'm talking about? A safe game, Rumble? Where it's like they don't take any risks with it.
Yeah.
They go with what stuff Batman's known to do. But they put him in Arkham Asylum. And of course, it doesn't boggle my mind that Batman has a hidden bat cave on Arkham Asylum. Like, that does not surprise me. Hell, Batman probably has a bat cave on the moon, and we'd never fucking know, okay? Hell, he probably has, like, a bat cave in another dimension, and we'd never fucking know. But yeah, it's like Oracle, also known as originally Batgirl, because Joker has a thing about shooting people in the spine. If you guys don't know, go read The Killing Joke. It's both a good and bad comic at the same time. You'll understand why. But yeah, Oracle's like surprised that he has a Batcave on Arkham Asylum. And I'm like, really? That's the one thing that fucking surprises you about Batman? Is that he has a Batcave on Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, on Arkham Island, yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Ask the right question. Why the hell are you going to get these gadgets now when you don't have them in your fucking fancy-ass belt? Batman's belt is called a utility belt. It also has a function where if somebody other than Batman touches the belt, if it's not on his waist, it'll give them a controlled shock like it's Five Nights at Freddy's sister location.
Yeah.
It's a taser belt. And he's supposed to have, like, everything there is to have in that utility belt. Hell, there was a movie in 1966 Batman that had to do with shark repellent. Who the fuck uses shark repellent? Apparently Batman. And of course, one thing I know that he has in his belt, out of the many gadgets he has, is a rebreather. So in case he's in the water, he can breathe underwater. I mean,
Yep.
It's small. You can fit that in one of the itty-bitty pockets. I liked Arkham Asylum. I felt the ending was interesting because, Joker, like, takes the freaking Joker toxin and he becomes, like, a giant, big motherfucker Joker.
Pretty much, he takes the Titan from it and then becomes Titan Joker.
Because the funny thing is that's totally not something I'd see the Joker do. Like, seriously. I kind of felt that they put that in there just so they could tie it to a sequel.
Probably.
Because, honestly, Joker's not really the kind of person to do something like that. He would much rather inject Harley with that than inject himself. Because Joker was that kind of sadistic bastard. Then, I think, was it before Arkham City or after Arkham City when they made Arkham Origins?
I honestly don't know, because it's been so long since I, played or even remember, Arkham Origins, it's kind of like, kind of moment.
I guess we can dive into Origins then, just to get it out the way. So, are you familiar with Arkham Origins, Twigs?
A little bit. I
don't
think I got to finish that one.
Yeah, when it came to Arkham Origins, it was specifically for Xbox 360. They even had like a second disc that was specifically made for multiplayer. It's one of the only Arkham games to not be ported to a different console. And it's kind of sad too, because even though it didn't do as good as the other Arkham games, I could see why they made it. Of course, they didn't have Mark Hamill come in as the Joker. I think it was Troy Baker. I think they had Troy Baker do the voice of the Joker for it.
Yeah, I think,
Um,
and they didn't do the Kevin Conroy either last time I remember.
yeah, it was another well-known voice actor. I can't remember his name though, but I do know that Troy Baker did the voice of Joker.
Yeah.
And I love the idea for it because I think it was like Batman's first year as Batman, and it was I think it was it was during Christmas.
Yeah, something.
Um, yeah, and Joker was parading around as a Black Mask and putting a head out on Batman. Of course,
Yeah.
you got to put a head out on Batman. Why not? Um, but what messed with me the most was the DLC because they had a DLC that was tied to Mr. Freeze, and
Yeah.
it was okay. But I liked the mechanical bat suit though. That thing looked badass because it was a frost suit, but it was a bulky fucking suit. It looked like something from Batman Returns Part 2, specifically the battle with Batman versus Superman. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because that was a bulky ass suit and I loved it. Um, don't watch Batman versus Superman. It's not good. I'm sorry. Just skip that movie entirely. Um, but I liked it because of the origins of the different characters. So, like for example, Bane. Bane's technically a former wrestler, but he's a mercenary.
Yep.
And he basically Batman has to basically fake Bane's death so he could save somebody. I can't remember what it was, but the boss that I remember the most from that, aside from Joker, was Deathstroke. Because I remember when I played it on 360, there was a trophy tied to taking no damage whatsoever from that fight. And I hated that shit. Because Batman's taken damage before in the series and in the movies and stuff. Why can't I take at least a couple things of damage?
So,
Is it because Deathstroke's this badass mercenary super soldier? Maybe.
probably.
But we're not here to talk about Deathstroke. We're here to talk about the fucking trophy. Because I'm sorry, but a trophy tied to a fight where you have to take no damage in that fight, that's bullshit. And you know it's bullshit, Twigs. Like, you know that's bullshit. Like, just to not take damage in a game whatsoever, bullshit. Shouldn't even be done. Shouldn't even be a thing.
Yep.
It's lazy writing. And then Arkham City. Arkham City was good. Arkham City, they took some risks with it, and I enjoyed those risks. I do get what Shadowseed meant about him not liking the city. I get that. But there was just something about a lot of the side quests I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like the one with Mad Hatter, for example, was pretty good. Like that one was really good. The minor one with Hush was pretty good too, because Thomas Elliot has a thing about wanting to look like Bruce Wayne so he can ruin his life. If you know the lore, then you know the lore. I just wish it was spread out more in the game than, I think he makes an appearance in Arkham Knight, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does, because he pretty much he does the thing where it's like he's fully Bruce Wayne'd out, if you will, and he's trying to get into he's trying to transfer money and everything.
Exactly. Yeah. What I will ask you this though, Twigs. When it comes to the community, when it comes to Harley Quinn versus the community with Catwoman, which one do you think is the better femme fatale?
I always Harley Quinn.
You were more of a Harley Quinn girl?
Yeah, and I want to say the cartoon that originally.
Yeah, the cartoon did really good with Harley Quinn as well, yeah.
I absolutely liked.
Oh, I bet.
He was there to cause chaos and mischief.
Oh, of course. And plus, I love the fact that they teased a lesbian relationship with Harley and Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Did watch that in the
Oh, really? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it, though. It's
I
like,
think they
you
did
know,
really good with it.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 100% agree. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about that, but it's like I want to say in a way that when it came to Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, that supposedly, whenever like they would actually have a kissing thing, that Harley was the only one who would not ever get like poisoned or affected by it.
Yeah, because, she was always around Joker and all that damn laughing toxin. It probably helped with like her immunities. Plus,
Probably.
I loved when they in the Batman animated series where they did a episode specifically for Harley, and how it showed that she originally was a psychiatrist at Arkham, and she really is just has two different voices in her head.
Quite.
Like there's Harleen and then there's Harley. And I like that. I like that little nod to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I have to talk about um, another thing though, where it was. Do you remember the Creeper? Man, let me tell you about Jack Ryder and the Creeper, man.
Oh,
Now this guy was he was infected with the Joker toxin gas, but it didn't kill him. It turned him into the Creeper. And he stalked Harley, and Harley thought it was creepy, and that's why he called himself the Creeper.
oh my god.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it to death, man. I loved it. It's like, the Creeper, total opposite of Joker. Totally was. He was addicted to Harley. Joker wanted Harley to just go away and have fun. Creeper probably wanted to smash Harley. Joker probably wanted to smash Batman into a window. Uh, it was a thing. It was a thing. Because I bring that up because they nod to the Creeper a lot in Arkham City and Arkham Origins. Um, but mainly known for him being Jack Ryder and being an interviewer and radio guy. But then here's where me and Rumble kind of have a little bit of a split in reasoning here. I don't like Arkham Knight, but he doesn't mind it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I might not play. Like, okay. So here's the thing. Like, I've heard that on like around like the day one release that there were some issues with it, but like
Yeah.
I didn't know about it or play it at the time. Like whenever I got like the trilogy on PlayStation and everything like that, like I didn't really see anything that people were talking about. So yeah.
Oh, indeed. I didn't like a lot of the game breaking bugs that were in it at that time, and even though I don't mind tank controls in old video games, tank controls when it comes to the Batmobile can suck my ass. Um, I couldn't stand the bad calibration that is the Batmobile. Uh, and plus, there was a lot of missions tied to the Batmobile. And I thought that was kind of sloppily done. It's like, I wouldn't have minded like a few missions with the Batmobile, but they gave us so many fucking side quests about Batmobile. But it was very satisfying to get Edward Nygma locked up again. That it's always so satisfactory, satisfying even to let Edward Nygma know how dumb he really is and how he just needs to shut up. He's like a humanoid, less. Hold on, let me see if I can word this right. He's a less useful version of Deadpool. It's like you take Deadpool, you know, the merc with a mouth. Give him the ability to shoot any guns, use any weapons whatsoever, and he just doesn't die. You can slice off his limbs like they're pieces of ham, and he's able to put them back together. But then you got Edward Nygma. He talks just as much as Deadpool, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Makes you just want to punch him right in the face. Which Batman does that for us a lot. But then, now that I think about it, I'm wanting to go back to Two-Face here for a little bit. Because I remember there was an old episode of Batman the Animated Series where Harvey Dent had a third person on it. He was called the Judge. Does anybody remember that?
Not quite. Like I remember like the time where it's like, you know, he'd be like he'd be like, oh, we'll put so and so on trial. I'm like, no, let's just execute him, you know, and all that. But that's about it.
So there was an episode called The Judge, and he was kind of considered like a vigilante. He wasn't a bad guy, but he did some bad stuff. But it was for like the good of the ruling of justice or something like that, or jury stuff. I don't remember that, but he had a thing about wanting to catch Two-Face. The problem is, he never knew he was Two-Face. And while that's something funny to laugh at, it makes you feel really bad for Harvey. Like, even before he got his face messed up, he was called Big Harv. And I remember that episode, too. That was one of the first episodes of Batman, the animated series, that I remember. He was Big Harv. You know? Like, the only way to... Like, Twigs, if you saw the episode, you would have loved it, too, because they had the lighting just right when he was Big Harv. It's like, in the light, he was Harvey Dent. But when he would sit back in his chair and he was in the darkness, he was Big Harv. I love that little transition. It's those little bits, you know, added to like certain scenes, even if it's lighting to alters of sound. It's so good. I mean, wouldn't you agree? Like, yeah, like the attention to details really good. I really love that about cartoons and even games. Like, it's just so cool. Now, these days, when you watch television or play certain games, it's almost as if people rush through it when trying to make the game. Not specifically the gamer rushing through it, but the creator of said game rushes through the development. And they'll do, like, updates to the game, patches here and there. And Twigs, remember when companies would release games and just leave them the fuck alone?
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Indeed they were, man. But now, man...
First time you heard DLC.
The first time I heard... Oh, my God. That brings back a memory. So the first time I heard about a DLC was Star Wars The Force Unleashed. And that was an absolutely amazing DLC. The funny thing was that they released... oh, my God. It was... there was a free add-on, which was a free level. And then they released 2 DLCs. I believe they were $20 DLCs. But they were so freaking good. Because they were nods to old school things that happened in original Star Wars. So, like, for example, the first DLC had Evil Star Killer. And he was dressed similar to a Tusken Raider. And his mission was to find 2 droids that were at Jabba's palace. But technically, Evil Star Killer was in the role of Darth Vader as well, so, you know, why not send the mini-boss in to kill the big boss? Yeah, there was that, and then the second DLC was Battle of Hoth. And you had Starkiller Vader going in there. And the final boss of that DLC was, oh my god, it was Luke. But he didn't kill Luke, he turned Luke to the dark side. Because Luke was still kind of young-minded around Empire Strikes Back. So, there was that. But then the final boss of the Tatooine DLC, well, there was 2 bosses, though, but they weren't really that strong. The first boss for the Tatooine DLC was Boba Fett. But Boba was not really that strong. Because all that Starkiller did was bounce back a jetpack bolt back at Boba and he exploded. Which I felt so bad about that. Because I love Boba Fett. But the final boss for the Tatooine DLC was Obi-Wan. But the thing was, Obi-Wan had a two-phase boss fight. Obi-Wan was regular human form, and Starkiller killed Obi-Wan by lifting him up and shoving him into the grill of the Millennium Falcon, burning him to death. But then he came back as a Force Ghost, and then you ended up shocking the Force Ghost to death. I love that. That was so fucking creative. And it's like I said, that goes back to the whole nodding of certain details. I love that. And why a lot of games these days don't really have that. They just care about the price they put on the game. I mean, wouldn't you agree, Rumble? Like, you think that companies should put more time and care into their games than just the physical price?
It's definitely one of the things for sure. I mean, like, there's definitely games where it's like, they feel like it's too rushed, things happen off the wazoo, and it's like, oh, we're kind of slowly but surely doing this, that, the other, and shit, so yeah.
Because it reminds me of Silksong. Because Silksong, when it came out, it was a $20 game. Which, hey, that's pretty damn cool for an indie developer. And of course, AAA game devs got upset about that, being like, oh, why are people buying this game versus our games? And I'm like, well, your games cost over $60 fucking, and you're putting out so many damn patches on the game, and your DLCs are like almost half the money that they paid for? Dude, quit, get your head out of your ass and see what people really want.
Listen to the consumer.
Exactly. Listen to the consumer. Exactly. It just really just blows smoke out of the ass, man. Like, oh my god. But yeah, that is actually enough time that we have for today. So Twigs, I want to let you know, thank you for coming onto the podcast. I hope you had fun. And hopefully, we can try and bring you in again sometime. I would love to have you back.
Love to come back.
Yeah, thank you. And Rumble, would you like to send us off?
I suppose I can do that, so...
I suppose so.
Dude, I gotta put up with guys. Anyway, so on behalf of Twig and Onyx, we hope you guys have enjoyed this little Some of the Balls of Steel podcast and anything like that. And if you did, feel free to, like the video, such podcast, comment what you want, and everything, as long as it's like not political or some stupid bullshit. And feel free to sub to the channel. And also feel free to check out all of our own individual stuff, because we often do our own things on our own times and shit like that. But we hope you guys stay well and everything. And until we see you all in the next video, live stream, or podcast, please stay safe out there and take care, everybody.
And also, don't forget to read in the description for Twiggy's Twitch channel. Please go and give her a follow and everything. And yeah, stay safe out there and stay hydrated. Bye, everyone.